What if the vegetable you've always believed was healthy, the one you grew up eating that doctors rarely warn you about, is actually making your arthritis worse? You heard that right. One of the most common vegetables in our kitchens could be the silent reason your joints ache every morning. This isn't a theory. It's backed by science and my own painful experience. If you've tried everything and still feel like your knees are rusting shut, you need to hear this, because it might not be your age. It might be your dinner. I used to love tomatoes, raw, roasted, in sauces, in soups, you name it. They were a daily staple in my kitchen. I'm 61, and when the joint pain started in my early 50s, I never once thought my food had anything to do with it. My doctor chalked it up to aging. Wear and tear, he said. I believed him, until the pain got worse. My knees stiffened. My hands ached so badly I couldn't hold a cup of coffee without trembling. Ibuprofen helped, sometimes, but I was tired of living on pills. Then, one night, browsing an arthritis forum, I saw a post titled, "The Tomato Trap." I laughed at first. Tomatoes? Really? But as I read hundreds of replies, a pattern emerged. People with arthritis saying they felt better, significantly better, after cutting out tomatoes. It sounded too simple, too weird, but something about it stuck in my head. I started researching. That's when I found out about the nightshade family, a group of vegetables that includes tomatoes, potatoes, peppers, eggplants, and even goji berries. These plants all contain compounds called alkaloids, specifically solanine and tomatine. They're natural pesticides, produced by the plant to ward off insects, but they don't just vanish when we cook them. They go right into our bodies. And for some people, especially those with inflammatory conditions, they can be a nightmare. I read one study in Inflammopharmacology that showed solanine can increase gut permeability. That means it weakens the lining of the gut wall, allowing inflammatory particles to leak into the bloodstream. When that happens, your immune system flips out, and your joints pay the price. And guess where solanine is especially concentrated? Tomatoes, especially green or underripe ones. And processed products like ketchup and canned sauces? Even worse. I couldn't believe I'd never heard of this, so I decided to test it. I cut out all nightshades for 30 days. It was hard. No salsa, no marinara, no fries, no roasted bell peppers. But by week 2, something shocking happened. The pain started fading. Let me walk you through what happened during my 21-day nightshade elimination test. Day 1 was uneventful. Day 2, same. By day 5, I was craving French fries like a man lost in the desert. But something weird was happening too. My morning stiffness was less awful. Normally, I'd need 10 minutes just to open and close my hands. That morning, it took 2. By day 10, I could walk down the stairs without gripping the railing like I was climbing Mount Everest. I wasn't cured, but I felt human again. By day 14, the inflammation in my right knee, the one that used to click and grind every time I stood, had decreased so much I forgot about it. That never happened. I started to think this wasn't a coincidence, so I did something reckless. On day 22, I made a classic BLT with thick tomato slices. It was amazing. I missed that sweet, tangy bite. But the next morning, boom, swelling, pain, joints locking up like old garage doors. It was like my body slapped me for cheating. I repeated the test twice, with potatoes and eggplants. Same result, 2 nights of relief, followed by a day of regret. It was clear, these foods were not my friends. This isn't just me. A 2013 clinical review found that removing nightshades from the diets of people with joint conditions resulted in measurable decreases in inflammation markers, like CRP, C-reactive protein. Another peer-reviewed study in the Journal of Autoimmunity showed alkaloid compounds may stimulate immune cells in ways that mimic autoimmune flare-ups. Doctors don't usually talk about this because most medical training focuses on drugs, not dietary triggers. But functional medicine practitioners and holistic dietitians are finally paying attention. The evidence is mounting, and the results are real. You might be asking, if this is true, why haven't I heard it from my doctor? The answer is simple. Tomatoes are not toxic to everyone. For many people, they're perfectly safe and even beneficial, loaded with lycopene, vitamin C, and antioxidants. But for people with underlying joint issues or autoimmune conditions, they can act like a slow burn poison. The damage isn't immediate, it's cumulative. Think of your body like a cup. Every time you eat something inflammatory, it pours a little more water into that cup. Eventually, it overflows. You feel that overflow as pain, stiffness, inflammation, and fatigue. Nightshades, for many people with arthritis, are the quiet trickle that keeps the cup from ever emptying. And what's worse, solanine is heat stable. That means cooking it doesn't destroy it. Roasting tomatoes, frying potatoes, it doesn't matter. The compound survives and makes its way into your gut. And let's not forget cross-reactivity. In people with leaky gut, partially digested proteins from nightshades can slip into the bloodstream and mimic other inflammatory agents. Your immune system sees them as enemies, and your joints become the battlefield. A 2020 paper in the journal Frontiers in Immunology linked this phenomenon to several autoimmune pathways, showing how plant alkaloids can alter gut microbiota and immune tolerance. Bottom line, if your joints are screaming and you're still eating tomatoes, you may be fighting a battle you can't win. Here's the good news. Once you remove nightshades, there's a whole world of anti-inflammatory foods to explore. And your joints? They might finally get the rest they need. I replaced potatoes with sweet potatoes, which are high in fiber and beta-carotene, tomato-based sauces with beet, carrot, or pumpkin-based sauces, hot peppers with ginger or turmeric for flavor and anti-inflammatory power, eggplants with zucchini or squash, which are gut-friendly and versatile. Within a month, my daily pain dropped by 7%. I was sleeping better, walking farther, even returned to light exercise. And the best part? I felt in control. I wasn't waiting on another pill. I wasn't helpless. I had found the trigger and turned it off. If you're watching this and wondering, is this real? Try it yourself. You don't need a special program or a fancy detox. Just cut out nightshades for 3 weeks and track how you feel. Keep a journal. Measure your pain levels. Be honest. Be curious. You might just discover what I did. That one small change, removing one healthy vegetable, could unlock a world of relief. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like the video. It helps others in pain discover this information too. Arthritis doesn't have to rule your life. You deserve answers that your doctor might not give you. Every week, I post real experiences, science-backed tips, and practical steps to help you take control of your health, naturally. So join our community here on Arthritis Relief Daily, and let's fight inflammation together. Have you ever tried cutting out nightshades? Drop your story in the comments. I read every one. Until next time, listen to your body. It's smarter than you think.